Pisces rising. Let's get into your Aries full moon reading. This is going to be a super moon, but not an eclipse, even though the nodes are still in Aries and Libra. The nodes are all the way at the beginning degrees of Aries and Libra, and this moon is at 24 degrees of Aries. My name's Chloe. I work with card divination, astrology, and as you just heard, and as you and as you can see, I channel multi-dimensional energies through my body. Now, this brings in healing, attunement, and activation codes to the messages that come through in these readings. So let's get into it. We're going to be pulling cards. There's going to be 2 piles and a little bonus pile. So this moon is quite wild. One, it's a full moon in Aries, right? Very ruled by Mars, very hot-headed, very sort of the independent I am of it all. But Mars is opposite Pluto, and they are both squaring the sun and the moon, right? This is pretty big energy. And then we've also got Chiron conjunct the moon and Juno conjunct the sun. I break down all of that astrology in the collective reading. So if you want a deeper understanding of the most integrated and expansive intention of what this big moon is all about, go pause this video, go watch the collective reading, come back, and that will add on a deeper level of understanding of what's showing up here for you in this full moon energy. I work with 6-month cycles. So yes, this does mark a completion part of the side of it, right? So there's a illumination, there's a big ending of a particular part of a cycle, but we then get a download, and then we work with that download over the next 6 months. So it's going to be letting you know what you're wrapping up, what you're closing up, as well as what energy is coming through for you to then work with over the next 6 months. So the first pile is what is being released, right? What is being closed out. Okay. Oh, I mean, that's a little bit more than I wanted. Right, what are we doing here? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, so what's come to conclusion? What cycle are you closing out with this full moon? And then the second part is what's the download that you're then going to be working with over the next 6 months. The little bonus is going to be how to work with it, how to navigate. We're going to have 2 cards with that one. So big full moon in Aries, big super moon, with Mars and Pluto squaring it. This is a phenomenal shift in our understanding of our motivations and our drives from a deep-rooted space. And how to bring that into navigation in the way that we move through the world as an individual in society. So, right, Aries, Libra dynamic coming together with Cancer, the intuitive, nurturing nourishment of our emotional body. How do we feel safe? How do we feel secure? Pluto over in Capricorn. How do we build for the long term, right? That allows us to be the individual in the collective. Itufale in society. Itufala, Aries, Libra. Now I read for the rising signs. So for those of you who don't have Pisces in the first house, look to the house that it does fall in. Look to the themes of that house, and you want to apply those themes to whatever comes through in this reading, as well as anything else you got going on in the sign of Pisces. It will be as if that Pisces energy, wherever it falls in your natal chart, has now energetically moved to the first house. So when I talk about the astrology for the rising sign, it will still connect. Oh, no. We just wanted the 1 card. Thank you. It will still connect. It will just you just got to apply your own natal chart meaning on top of it. Now for Pisces rising, where is this happening? It's happening in your 2nd house of your resources, your skills and your tools of how you manifest in the world. The world at the bottom of the deck. etiana, tishinimo, tuinima, dienima, dienima. And they really wanted me to use this this deck that I used to use ages ago on this channel, but they wanted me to bring this forward for the oracle cards. Oh, there we go. Right, so all the cards are on deck. So you've got this going on in your second house of your skills and your tools, how you manifest and bring in regular income. It's like the resources that you have at your disposal that you can focus on, that aren't being impacted by the outside world, that you can cultivate. Right, it's also your value system, the things that you value, and most importantly, how you value yourself. So you're getting a real boost here, a real illumination with that Chiron energy of clearing out some deep wounds around the truth of your own value. And finding a deeper wisdom within the process that you've been going through with that Chiron going through your second house, of bringing more depth and more, Chiron is the great teacher. He is able to bring a lot of wisdom from the difficulties. It's all about perspective. We've got the sun over in Libra, in your 8th house of the outside world's resources, right? That can be like mortgages, loans, interactions with the outside world where there's an exchange going on, not just your skills, but an exchange. It can be bonuses, commissions. For some of you, you may get like a bonus around this time. Or an upgrade in your income. But it is about relationship dynamics with the outside world, the give and exchange. So we're coming into harmony here because Juno is conjunct the sun, and Juno represents commitment. Right? A commitment to bringing a sense of balance and harmony in your interactions with the external world that's allowing you to see your own value. And then we have Mars and Pluto squaring. This is creating what's called a grand cardinal cross. All the cardinal signs are being activated. This is pretty damn powerful. It really is. There's no getting around it, right? And so you have Mars, the ruler of this moon, in your 5th house of your creation energy. I can see a download coming through around you working with your creation energy, of how you find joy in what you value, and your skills and your tools are really elevating that. It's opposite Pluto over in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, friends, groups and alliances, reaping the benefits from your 10th house. So there's a big activation here around the balancing of your nature and understanding of your own value in regards to how you interact with the outside world's resources from a place of joy. There's like a releasing of wounds of if those things haven't really worked out, of you still being able to show up. It is really recalibrating a higher level of a capacity to hope and dream in a way that isn't bound by previous expectations. There's some really cool astrology going on because the sun is ruled by Venus because she's in Libra, and Venus is in Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. So essentially the whole chart is being back and forth between the moon and Mars. And so we're really being pulled into a very harmonizing yin-yang energy, right? Cancer is yin, Aries is yang. And so there's this alignment between our instinct and our intuition in our motivation of how we move forward that is being grounded by a deeper truth of your own reality. Now, let's get into the tarot. So what is being released. Oh my God. Right. Okay. So, big reveal, the world at the bottom of the deck. So, what's being released? What's closing out? What are you closing out with this full moon? We have the Two of Cups in reverse, the Six of Swords, and then the Lovers in the upright. Okay, so these are mirror cards, the Two of Cups and the Lovers. And this is just such a beautiful message. So the Two of Cups in reverse is this sense of you've been working through where you haven't felt like there's equality, where there's respect, where there's a sense of giving and receiving and openness to that, where there's been reciprocity, right? That Two of Cups in reverse, on an emotional level, that you've been navigating what this means to you and how to release it, right? Rather than being stuck in it, because with that Six of Swords, it's acknowledging that you have gone on a journey. Remember that Chiron is conjunct this sun, the moon, in Aries, of releasing a lot of wounds around of reciprocity, right? So this is so in alignment with the 2nd and 8th house, because the 8th house is relationship dynamics, the exchange between you and anything other than yourself, time, money, energy, intimacy, right? We can have codependency, we can have scarcity complexes, all show up in the 8th house because we don't value ourselves enough. And this is don't know if you just heard a little cat meow at that. This is a complete rebalancing of the union within yourself, of how you value yourself and how it's then reflected out in the world. Because the Six of Swords is all about moving into a new landscape from a difficult time, but taking the core perspectives with you that serve you in order to thrive. So this is acknowledging the journey that you've gone on of understanding where these blockages are and transmuting that energy and going, okay, no, I'm gonna apply these other perspectives to how I interact with the world, how I interact with value systems, whether I'm being received or not, and I'm going to shift that frequency into a space of thriving rather than survival. So rather than falling into the quagmire, right? They are on the boat, they're not drowning in the lake, they are there's some stability here. You've decided, no, I'm not getting stuck within the reeds. I'm not being pulled down into this energy anymore. I with the clarity of the mind, I am moving forwards. And then you have the Lovers, right? So this is the union, the bringing together of the masculine and feminine and spirit within yourself in order to make the right decisions that serve you for the long term. So you've gone through some deep healing work around reciprocity and how that impacts yourself, and making sure that you've been establishing a level of commitment to yourself, so you're able to make the decisions that you need to make without being distorted by the external. It feels like such a clarity of alignment. And with the World card showing up, it really is highlighting that. This is Saturn, right? This is a sense of, through all of the journeys that we've gone on, we reached a sense of liberation because we understand all the meaning behind all of it. And that frees us up of all of the bitterness, the resentment, all of the difficult energies that keep us entangled. And now we're like, oh, I get it now. And that the freedom of this figure in the center of the zero, of the possibility of the new beginning, the new elevation of your understanding of your own value. Now, what download is coming through? What is being activated? We have Temperance, the Three of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, yala moi, shala moi, tatiani moyala, yala moila, 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 moila. Now, Temperance is Sagittarius, which for you Pisces is in your 10th house of career, life, well, it's life purpose really. And then career. Career doesn't have to be life purpose. It can just facilitate it. It's about visibility and reputation. It is the leaves on the tree of the natal chart, right? Imagine a tree in the middle of the natal chart. The 10th house are the top of the tree. Those leaves that are striving towards the light. They want to expand. They want to grow. And so this is your 10th house energy showing up here. Ita ta ta tinia tum ta tinia. Of after, you know, it's very appropriate with the Aries energy of recalibrating your own value. You are now able to step and alchemize your life purpose. Because temperance is all about the recalibration, right? Of recalibration of this new frequency that's coming in with this download, of being in awareness that you are in a recalibration process, that it is about being very attending to every little part of yourself and giving it space to understand how it operates with all the other parts. So giving yourself time. It's also about doing things differently. You see the water is going up into the cup. Could represent magic, but it is representing just understanding that you are working with an energy that requires some practice, requires some alchemy, the actual putting the time into working with that. But it's a very powerful, you've got the 2 angels here showing up, so you've got some big angelic frequencies coming in. So with this download of self, you are then able to alchemize your angelic frequency into the 3D world, right? So this figure has their feet in the water. So this is the download that's coming through. That you are elevating your experience of self through the life path. And we have the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. And this is beautiful for the 2nd and 8th house transit, right? Libra over in the 8th house of the outside world's resources, collaboration, and interaction, dynamics, and then the 2nd house of your values and how you value yourself. So we've got a real alignment here of things coming into flow, right? There being a sense of abundance, a sense of ease coming in for you with this download, because you've come to a clarity of self. Right? And then we've got the 3 of Pentacles, and this is all this saying, hey, don't diminish your own value. Keep going, because this figure, what didn't become a banker, didn't become a surgeon, they were called, the marble was calling to them of this is what you're here to do, is to carve this marble. And this figure followed that frequency, and because it did so, its resonance got louder and louder and louder, and it drew towards it others who had different energies in order to create something beautiful and long lasting. So there's a real sense of your there's a bringing in of ease, of a flow, intuitive flow. We have a beautiful grand water trine going on. We have a Venus, Neptune and Mars. In the Libra eclipse, it was Venus, Mars and Saturn, and now it's Neptune. So it's building on this new magical reality that we're incorporating. We're seeing a new vision, we're seeing more flow, we're seeing more collaboration, we're seeing more undeepening of the joy, of the resonance of what you have to offer, and how you co-create with others. Beautiful reading. Now, how to work with this energy. We have the 6 of Cups and the 5 of Swords in reverse. And this is saying, I mean, this is kind of similar vibe of stepping away from conflict, right? This is really calling you to acknowledge that everything that you have been through, no matter how difficult it has been, remember this follows the 5 of Cups, that there are great resources within you that have from those experiences, and finding the sweetness in things. Practice that. You've got Jupiter in your 4th right now, and this is giving you a great deal amount of inspiration and wisdom in your home, right? So this is the biggest house in tarot. So there's something around really cultivating your skills, your values, your manifestation by shifting and exploring different avenues in your home life. as well as making peace with a lot of wounds, emotional wounds that you may have felt, and just like, it is what it is. You're entering into a whole new world, a new frequency, and you have to sort of draw a line in the sand without resentment of like, okay, I'm done with this. How can I let me pivot? We've got the Five of Swords in reverse. Again, this is all about conflict, right? Conflict in the mind is calling you to seek out peace, right? To seek out, you do not need to be in competition with others. You do not need to win right now. It's not about that. It's really not about the go, the act. It is about this process that you're going through of remember, Temperance is a bit of a pause card for the major arcana. It is about the refinement. And so there may be certain situations where that may be a social dynamic where you feel like, oh, I should go for that. I want you to really center yourself and give yourself space and pause to reflect on, actually, is this what I need right now? Are there other ways in which I can cultivate what I'm establishing, rather than rushing into something else in order to sort of like stay on top, right? This is saying you don't need to stay on top right now. This is about a refinement and a reflection to bring in the flowers. Now your two oracle cards, Portal and Passage, which says passageways, and Power, understanding reality. And I think there's a shift going on is helping you get out of this Five of Swords in the upright, right? It's the Three of Swords. There's a lot of wounds that are being cleansed for you during this cycle, and it's for you to recalibrate and bring in your give yourself some softness throughout this process. Allow your emotions to re-understand their new reality during this cycle over the next 6 months. That is really going to facilitate the capacity for you to amplify your instincts at the root of it, right? Aries is very instinctive, but there's something going on with your water body here. Remember, so the water is your first house, your fifth house, and you've got Venus up in Scorpio in your ninth. So there's a real shift of perspective here that's going to allow that instinct to come through, but you've got to be patient. You've got to give yourself some time. Okay, Pisces, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If it did, don't forget to hit that like button. There is an offer on at the moment until the 22nd of October. If you book a reading through my website, you will get double the amount of time for the reading that you book. You do not have to book that reading in that time frame. It can be in the future. There's a calendar, so that's open to you and available to you if you want to deep dive on this a little bit further. Be good to yourselves, be good to those around you, safe travels, and be well until we meet again.